Oh, this is Bridget Wow with Divine Essentials. Alright, guys, so the other day I saw something that, like, I'm not usually the type that would even be, like, shown it. So it was kind of weird to me that I saw it, first of all. But I did, saw it. And then, after that, I've seen other things that, like, are also connected, or like they are very much the same type of thingy, you know what I mean? Like not exactly the same, but basically fucking the same. So it was on this channel, in my things that I saw. Oh wait, I don't know how. Yeah, the Euphrates River's drying up, right? Did someone just record? This is the thing I saw. Did someone just record the voice of a falling angel under the Euphrates? Okay. Then you'll hear chains and like chains, screams. Yeah, not nice. Yeah, I don't know, man. Okay, yeah. So we've had enough of that, right? Okay, I saw that thing. Today on my Facebook memories, every day you get your memory. Actually, how do I get to my memories? It's like usually a thing here. Yeah. All right, right here. Boom. 1 year ago, October 8th. In between a bunch of things just want to be put on paper. Sometimes I wonder, what is the point? What is the purpose for coming to this life? Nothing was easy or automatically gained. I've always had to endure so much pain. I've been beaten and abused, lied to, and repeatedly used, given all I had when I knew things still would be bad. The gift of clearly just knowing can suck when it comes to so many humans. The lies fall from their faces, and never mind my own whenever pretending all was okay. Becoming more tainted by everything, it's a sick world we live on, and it's getting worse, yet nobody wants to change the charted course. All headed towards a massive collision isn't something many will see coming. Yet I'm pretty sure that when you only consume, the only thing that can happen is major destruction and doom. We destroyed so much, ended so many lives, sweep it away and pretended it's all right. Yet extinct ones can't say you caused our end days. And when you lay down in your bed, do you even replay? Or do you choose to pretend that you aren't as bad as all of them, somehow created a belief that allows you to be free? Yes, something about this keeps me up every night. I've always been aware of this dark that exists, void of the light. Here on the earth, maybe not on your front lawn, but it's present routinely from dusk until dawn. Hear the loud screams come from the ground, but nothing to be seen when looking around. Day has its own fright, but just isn't as scary as each passing night. Will you please make use of your light and do something more with your divine right? Alright, so right there. Hear the loud screams come from the ground, but nothing to be seen when looking around. Pretty much what we just fucking saw on that video. And that was like yesterday that you saw how quickly it was in my history, right? Boom, boom, right there. This 1 year ago. And then I have a little book thing right here, the Hearth Witch's Year. It's and it was Mott was talked about for October, not which I just did Mott, if you didn't know. And they were saying like, oh, this is the time to balance things out. Like early October is a good time to do some certain things. But there was specifically something here. Oh wow, and this is for anti-inflammatory. Make that. That's in early October as well. But this is an ideal exemplified by Mott, the Egyptian deity of justice, divine order, right? So that's for this time right now. the goddess's right action embodied. Which I just thought was more confirmation as to like, hey, you know what, like you're doing some things correctly. Nearly every creation myth in the world speaks of a primal chaos, a formless void that existed before the sun was set, spinning on its course, bringing the light, regularized time in the seasons that allow life to exist, a chaos that always strives to return. Myths and folklore tell us that each winter the sun weakens and it seems about to die. The powers of chaos try to creep up and out of the underworld until they are sent scurrying back by the increasing light of the spring sun. But there are also stories of the final triumph of chaos, of Ragnarok, and the apocalypse, when the scales tip too far for the balance to be restored. And with the climate crisis and the impoverishment of soil through modern farm methods, the mass destruction and pollution of habitats causing mass extinctions, we are at a tipping point. This touches on the core purpose of the witch, maintaining balance. In tribal and old villages societies, whenever conflict, disorder, and imbalance manifested, the village wise woman, cunning man, or shaman would be consulted to discover how to covenant with the gods or the mother nature had been damaged and what could be done to put it right. Witches are healers, not just human bodies, but of cosmic harmony. And in late September, the sun moved out of the harvest sign of Virgo and entered into the constellation of Libra, the scales, where the grain is weighed and where we spend most of October. But there is more to the scales of Libra than assessing crops. They are a symbol of cosmic balance and weigh the souls of those who transgress against that balance. The heavenly scales belong to the goddess of justice, whose festivals fall under Libra in Greece, who was the Themis, who personified Themis, the natural law that comes from the gods, as opposed to Nomoi, the laws created by men. She was represented with scales in a hand and a sword and a cornucopia in the other. Her daughter was a star maiden. The Roman goddess Justia was justice, similarly portrayed. The goddess of trust, good faith, honor, contractual obligations, and the mutual duty between two parties. The scales of justice are a familiar symbol, and statues of the goddess justice sit outside many law courts, such as the Old Bailey in London. But really, the justice of these goddesses is a matter of cosmic balance, an idea exemplified by Maat, the Egyptian deity of justice and divine order and the universal harmony, usually pictured wearing an ostrich feather or holding the Ankh, the key of life. Her law governed all worlds, and even the gods had to obey it. She was present before the dawn of creation, when Atum, the creator, wishing that his heart might live, breathed in the essence of Maat, and everything began. It was the pharaoh's duty to maintain the rule of Maat, and the Egyptian social organization was meant to be a reflection of the divine and natural order, and if the pattern should be transgressed against, then chaos and its consequences would follow. The pharaoh carried an effigy of the seated Maat as a sign that he represented her, and while judges wore a lapis lazuli emblem of her on their breast, Egyptians were urged to speak Maat, do Maat, and live by Maat, in Maat, and for Maat, the goddess's right action embodied. And at death, the human soul was conducted by Thoth, the god of wisdom, into the hall of double justice in the presence of Osiris, the lord of the dead, together with the 42 assessors of judges of Maat, who passed final judgment on that soul. The heart, which represented the person's essence, was weighed with the scale of justice against the feather, and if that person had led a good life, and the scales would be balanced perfectly. A crime against the rule of Maat was an offense that disturbed the cosmic harmony, as documented in the 42 laws, which included cruelty to animals and polluting the environment. The feather of Maat was light, and the heart that was weighed against it must belong to the one who has trodden lightly on the earth. Maat represents balance in all aspects, the expression of the natural, immutable law of the universe that is held in equilibrium. And when the work of the growing year is done and we move into the reflective period of winter, it is time to take stock and examine what it is in our lives and in the world among us that has slipped out of balance, and to strive to return into that equilibrium. This is when we make atonement, a word that has come to signify making reparation for a wrong, but which originally meant the state of being at one, in harmony with the world and with other people, and moreover with the gods. And where we have strayed, we must bring ourselves back to the path. And there is a thing here you could do where it was basically there was like a covenant. So you spend some time in meditation reflecting on what you may be doing or thinking that puts you out of balance with the gods or other people and Mother Earth. And what thoughts or actions might you take to put you back to harmony? What actions might you take to restore harmony to the world? This is at one meant, making yourself at one with the gods. Then you write a covenant between you and the gods, and this should be not long or complicated or too detailed, but it might be something like this. I will honor the gods and listen to their guidance. I will honor Mother Earth as sacred. I will honor and protect all life, whether human or fur, feather, scale, and fin, leaf, or shoot. Where I take, I will also give, and thus maintain the balance. This I vow. Or perhaps I pledge allegiance to Mother Earth, who sustains us, and tread lightly upon this sacred world, treating all Mother's creations with compassion, uniting us all in harmony. And then go to the altar or the hearth or a sacred place, light a purple candle and call in the gods to be present, make an offering of incense to them, and call upon them to witness your covenant. Read it out loud, roll it up and tie it with red ribbon, and place it on your altar or in another safe place. Take it out periodically during the year to reread it and reflect on how well you have kept your promise and what you could do to be better. Renew it each October, rewriting the vows to account for changing circumstances and insights if you wish. So, don't know exactly what's going on, but that wasn't the only places that I saw that thing. Like, and again, it's been like 24 hours, so, I don't try to scare people. I'm not one of those people that are doom and gloom and bad, negative. But it is pretty much common sense. Like, if we keep being imbalanced, if we keep harming the world, it's going to be destroyed. If we keep taking and not giving, there's going to be nothing left. And we don't even need 90% of what we take. We don't need to be doing a lot of what we do. And there's, always that sense or that feeling. People are like, oh, somebody will do something. Not always, and it's fucking easier when other people help, or like don't just put it off to others. So if you've been one of those people that, I'm just gonna let someone else handle it, or somebody else has got that figured out, or you don't believe for some reason that the things have been changing, like just living on the fucking earth should tell you, hey, things are changing with like everything. The way that the heat is, the way that the winters are, the way that the animals are. Things are not balanced. Things are not okay. And that's literally why, people come to me all the time. Why, and I just opened up to another page that says, the scales of Libra are a perfect symbol of the autumn equinox, when day and night stand at equal length, the point of balance. We acknowledge before the scales, night stand at equal length. At the scales tip in the hours of darkness start to outweigh the hours of light, as we withdraw from the outdoor activities and turn towards the warmth of the hearth fire in the winter. It is time for us to go deep within and pursue our spiritual transformation. People ask me all the time, what is my purpose? What is my mission? What am I supposed to do? This is it. This is it. Help, protect, prevent what's already played out before. The riddle of death, transformation, and rebirth is the deepest mystery of our teaching. In the coven of the equinox ritual, in the daylight, we go to the wheat field to thank our agricultural land that gives us our bread. We make offerings of wine, bread, and flowers. In the year, King makes his sacrifice, a drop of blood. We circle back towards to the garden, where seeds ripen, ready to grow next year. And we light the brazier and make similar offers and thanks for what the domestic land has provided. Lastly, we withdraw to the hearth, the center of domestic and spiritual nourishment, where we offer milk and honey to the household deities, because it is by the hearth that we will spend much of our winter. I feel like people just need to be more aware, more grateful, more balanced. If you take something, give something. If you receive something, offer something up. If you want things, you can't just consume and never ever think that there's gonna be hey, you should probably get back a little bit. And just try to keep yourself in balance with people, places, and things. And try to make a bigger impact. At least you could share your, hey guys, this is a problem. Share information. A lot of people just don't know, because people don't care, because people don't bother to look. People don't, if it's not in front of their face, if it's not impacting them personally, they don't give a shit. If it's not gonna make them feel good for 5 minutes, everybody wants these dopamine hits, instant gratification, fucking drive-thrus and all this bullshit that does not serve us. It's making everybody not good. If you want to know what your mission and purpose is to bring back balance, and is to prevent the destruction of everybody here, which has kind of happened before. It will happen again if we don't get ourselves back into the place where things are good. I'm seeing, I just saw that mass extinctions, we're at the tipping point. Yeah, we don't need to go there. Oh, I mean, we're probably gonna, if people don't get themselves balanced. But again, it doesn't have to be like that. We don't have to. Look at that. In November, there's a Remembrance Day for lost species. Because there are a lot that have passed. A lot that we have killed. By not paying attention, or not creating balance, not caring. It's not impacting me.